Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tola, and if you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing and click on that bell notification icon. That way you always get notified every time I release a new video, which is at least once every Friday. Here on this channel, I create a variety of content ranging from mom vlogs, DIY videos, DIY hairstyles, gardening videos. I recently started creating content around South Africa, and I also recently started creating vlogs showing you the beauty and the different beautiful places that you can visit when you come to Durban, South Africa. So if these things interest you, remember to subscribe and click on that bell notification bell. That way you get notified every time I release a new video. I also have a second channel here on YouTube, and that is Cook with Tola Lusi. I will leave a link to that channel in the description box below. I create 2 to 5 minute videos for you to just follow, and these recipes are really simple. If you are interested in those videos, definitely stop by and show me some love over there as well. Also remember to tag me on Instagram. I love to see your creations and your interpretations of my dishes. Alright, so today's video is sort of an unusual video because it is something that I usually do not talk about, but just to create balance and just for you to understand, I'm creating today's video, and this is not to bash the country or the people here in South Africa. The OGs on this channel know I have nothing but love for South Africa and South Africans, and this is not something that I'm putting out to paint the country in a bad light, but just for those watching my videos to have a true picture and have a balance to the content that I create here. There's things that I absolutely love about South Africa, and I've created a video on it. If you haven't seen that video, click up here in the cards and I will also leave a link to that video. I talked about things that I absolutely love about this country, and these are things that I'm sure a number of you also agree with, and I got a lot of comments and feedback on that video. Do well to check it out if you haven't seen it before. Alright, so the number one thing that I absolutely do not like about South Africa is the number of homeless people on the streets. This is something that I actually found as a culture shock. Yeah, so I was definitely shocked by the number of homeless people on the streets. It saddens me. And with a country as beautiful as South Africa, it saddens me to see these people on the streets rummaging through the trash, trying to find something to eat. It's very heavy on my heart whenever I see it, and I just wish that there could be something done about that, and you know, just get people off the streets, get them fed, get them clothed, and get them housed. You know, some of these people are actually not even from poor homes or poor backgrounds, but you know, they find themselves on the streets, and that is linked to another point that I'm going to be making later on in this video. So yes, number one on my list is the number of homeless people on the streets. It saddens me. Alright, so number 2 on my list is the high rate of teenage pregnancy and abortions. Now, I know that abortions is legal in the country. Where I'm from, abortions are usually for people who are of a certain age, I think from adulthood and upwards, or for people whose contraceptives failed and they are at high risk, or there's just some medical complication and they just have to evacuate the child. That is usually at the stage where people get abortions, or if it's just something very shady, like, you know, you're unprepared, or it could be something like you were probably unprepared and you just want to have the procedure done. It is usually at a certain age, but here in South Africa, any woman can have an abortion without any questions asked at any age, and that is something that I feel like it could be curbed, because the procedure, I'm sure, has some downsides to it, because if it's done or carried out by someone who is not qualified, you know, it could cause damage to the woman and she might be unable to have children for the rest of her life. So I believe that sensitization can be used to replace abortion. This is just me speaking here. I may be wrong, call me old-fashioned, but I believe that every child or every girl child should be properly sensitized about sex from an early age. let her know these things, the consequences of her actions. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I don't know how it is done here. I don't know how mothers talk to their girl child about sex, about, you know, relations with boys, and, you know, their genitals. I don't know how these things are done here, but I believe that sensitization from an early age can be used to curb, you know, this inquisitive trend that is going on. Everyone wants to be cool, everyone wants to be doing what other person is doing, and if you do not have a boyfriend, or if you're not in a relationship at a certain age, you are looked upon as someone who is probably gay, or, you know, you're just, something is just wrong with you. So I believe that sensitization can really stop a lot of these things, because when I see young girls pregnant in this country, I'm just bothered. I'm concerned about the next generation, because this is a girl who is still dependent on someone else, carrying a child that might just end up being a girl who might not even get the proper training or proper information that she needs at a certain period of her life. You know, with the world and everything changing right now, I believe that sensitization from an early age, when I was growing up, I entered puberty at 15, but I know that it's a lot different now. I know people who enter puberty by 9 years, so it's something that I believe that talking to the girl child, you know, sensitizing her about, you know, her body, about how her body works, you know, these things can really go a long way to curb some of these things that, you know, we see. This is just me speaking here. I'm not here out to bash the law and all of that, but it's just painful that I have to see these things. And I'm sure if these girls had better information, or had a better understanding of how these things work, they probably will not find themselves in these situations, and it will just reduce the rate of teenage pregnancy and the high rate of abortions. I mean, it is everywhere you turn. Virtually almost everywhere you turn, there's a signpost or there's a flyer talking about safe abortion, talking about you know, abortion clinics. There are pills that can just be bought over the counter for as little as 300 rands. You know, these things are just everywhere, because for the girl, you are the one who's going to carry the baby, you are the one who's going to have to drop out of school to just take care of that child and make sure that you have healed properly before you can go back. You know, they could be avoided. That's what I'm trying to say. They could be avoided. All right, so the third point I'm going to talk about is the short uniforms for girls. I know someone watching me might be wondering, Auntie, we are all about the girl child. Yes, I'm all about the girl child, and it is very imperative that we understand that the girls or the girl child is the life giver, and it is sort of our responsibility to raise them right and to make sure that the next generation is better off than how we are living it. Yeah, so that is why I'm so passionate about these things. So yes, short uniforms for girls, especially in high school. I believe there should be sanctions for them, because with all of this high rate of rape and, you know, all this abuse on the girl child, these things can curb them. If the uniform is not as revealing as it is, there should be sanctions for them. You know, the girls should not just be allowed to wear whatever they're comfortable in. There should be, like, you know, sanctions for short uniforms. They should be compulsory, in my opinion, because learning from an early age to dress the proper way. You know, there's a saying where I'm from that you are addressed the way you are dressed. So learning to dress properly, cover up your essential parts as a girl. You know, we are, the way God created us, we're very sensual, we're very beautiful, we're very curvy. So no matter what you're wearing, you could be wearing an hijab, like something from your head to your toe, and someone is still looking at you and undressing you with what you're wearing. So let's not even talk about wearing something that is even revealing. They are giving them less work to do. They should be spoken to. They should be given proper advice on how to care for their body and cover up. Yes. Point number 3. All right, point number 4 is rather sensitive, but I'm just still going to say it anyway, and it is the high rate of unemployment. I don't know what is going on in Africa, but it's the same thing in my home country. The rate of unemployment is staggering. It is alarming. It is scary, very scary. I mean, that's the reason why you find most of us out of the country. And it's something that I've also started to notice here in South Africa. I'm noticing that a lot of South Africans are actually moving out of the country as well because of the high rate of unemployment. You can just imagine going to school, getting your degree, and there is no work. There is no work. It's very hurtful. It's very sad that we have to take our skills and take them to another country just to be able to live comfortably the way we want. So it's sad that even the indigents do not have work. I made a video sometime ago. Okay, I think it was my get to know me video, and I talked about my current job, that I'm fully into YouTube and I create content for YouTube, and I'm also a mom. And someone left a comment, I'm sure out of the goodness of her heart, she was like, you can do so much more, just go out there, you studied surveying, why not go out and get a job? From the goodness of her heart, I understood that she wanted me to get out and be there, but I have been applying, I have been looking for work no green come. That is what I'm talking about. The high rate of unemployment, it is high, very, very high. So it's the same thing why, you know, it's the same thing in my home country, and it's very annoying that we have to go out, that we have to take our skills out of our country and go elsewhere to look for work. So that's one thing that really annoys me about Africa as a whole. This should not even be for South Africa alone. It annoys me about Africa that we have to take our skills elsewhere to improve someone else's economy. It annoys me, but that is the sad reality of why we are here. But you know, God help us. The last and final point is like onto the previous one, and it is the high rate of crime. I don't know what is happening to Africa. God help our land. As rich and as diverse as Africa is, we struggle with security. I can't take my phone out and vlog without constantly having to look over my shoulder and make sure that nobody's targeting me to come and obtain from me. It is annoying that I can't live freely. I constantly have to live with and sleep with one eye open. It's very annoying that we cannot be secure or safe in our own land. It is sad that this is our reality. In Nigeria, it is not any different. I'm sure you've heard of Boko Haram and all of these things. It's not to say that everywhere is unsafe, but why can't everywhere just be safe? Why can't everywhere be security conscious? Why can't I go out with my phone and not have to bother about someone coming to snatch it from me? Why can't I, you know, go out and have a nice time without having to think of, is this place safe? Is this area safe? Is this secure? I can't go anywhere without having to wonder, where are my children? Are they okay? You know, these are things that really they sadden me when I have to see them. It's not the best for Africa. It's not the best for South Africa. It's not the best for Nigeria, my home country. It all boils down to the leaders that we are electing. So honestly, I do not even know how to end this video, but I'm just going to stop here and say that, you know, I wish that things were a little different. Well, a lot different from what it is right now. I wish that, you know, we had all of these amenities that we are eyeing in other countries. It is sad that we have to take our skills and our gifts, our talent out of our country and, you know, go and work on someone else's economy. It is sad, but it is our reality. So, controversial topic for another day. I'm just going to stop here and tell you the ending and closing remarks, which is to make sure that you like this video if you found it helpful. Leave me your comments. I hope that today's comments will not be as bashful as I think they will be, but I've tried to speak as honestly as I possibly can. And subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.